Today we're going to talk about the 11 tips to be a better sales leader. My name is Michael Barayev, and I was able to build a team of 150 plus sales guys in less than 2.5 years. We did that with zero money invested, and now we have a solar company that's growing like crazy down here in South Florida from coast to coast like butter on toast. So it's exploding right now. And things are amazing right now when it comes to solar. Things are amazing when it comes to leadership. Things are amazing when it comes to sales. How do we do this? Well, I'm going to give you guys 11 tips on how we were able to do that. And I wish I knew some of these things years ago because I made so many mistakes in these areas. And it's like each mistake, I can give you like specific situations on where I messed up on and what could I have done differently, right? That's for another video. But in this video, what I'm going to give you guys is those 11 tips that tremendously helped me out once I realized like, damn, I should have done this. Damn, I should have removed this, right? So the first tip that I always tell people, you want to be a better leader, number one, is you have to learn to love other people that are different than you. What do I mean by that? Just because somebody has a different personality than you, different character than you, different opinion than you, you still have to learn to love them even though they have some differences. Like, I'll give you guys an example. Let's say you're a Democrat, or you're a Republican, or you're an independent, whatever you are. Can you really love the other person that you're helping out as a leader, even if they have a difference in opinion and difference in politics? Think about that. They may have difference in opinions, they have difference in thought process. Like, can you still love on them and bring the best out of other people? Because listen, I promise you this, not every single person you talk to is going to have the same belief system as you. Not every single person that you lead in your team is going to have the same vision as you, same values as you, same principles. It's not always going to match. Some of them are going to match. Some main characteristics, some main principles, some main values, of course, right? They're going to match, but not everything. So you have to learn to love people that are different than you. Number two, invest time and energy into people. You see, leadership is not something that just, you don't just show up to an office and say, hey, I'm your leader. A lot of times when companies hire outside managers to manage an internal team, usually those managers don't last very long. It's not because the manager is bad. It's because a lot of times you have to earn the trust of your people in order for them to trust you, like you, respect you, to follow you, right? And usually that's earned through time and energy. Usually it's through serving your team. So if you're a manager or if you're a leader, if you want to have people follow you, you need to invest time and energy to them. What are you doing for them so that they can do something for you, right? If that's what the situation may be, right? It's not that you're doing it to get something in return, but you have to lead them. And in order to lead other people, you have to invest time and energy and resources into that individual. Number three, I would invest into yourself. A lot of people think that by just living through life, they're going to naturally just grow. Well, in reality, if you don't put intentionality into your life, you're not going to grow. You're not going to just grow by default or by accident. You're going to grow because you were intentional about it. And at 19 years old, I made a decision that I'm going to be intentional about my growth year in and year out. And for the past 10 plus years, right, all I've been doing is investing in myself. All I've been doing is going to events, reading books, going to seminars, investing into courses, coaches, programs, all kinds of stuff. Because I realized that the only way to become a better leader is to invest in myself. And if I invest in myself, I become a better leader. Now I can lead other people to the promised land. So do not forget, tip number 3 is to invest in yourself. Number 4, train your team to be better than you. I hear this all the time. Oh, I don't want to give them all my secret sauces. Why not? I give all my guys a secret sauce. Right? And you might say, well, Michael, what if I give them the secret sauces and they decide to open up a company and they're going to be competing with me? That's fine. My question to you is very simple. What if I leave them in the company and I don't invest in them and I don't take care of them and I don't help them out? And imagine if they stay. That's amazing. Like, think about that. That's crazy. So I would rather invest and give them all my juice, all my sauce to help them become better than me, to train them to be monsters, so that 2 things happen. Number 1, they're so loyal that I changed their life, they're going to stay and help build the company. And number 2, I can go focus on other things. Because if someone is better at doing something than I am, guess what? Let them do it. That's what you want. You want people in your team that you're leading to do things better than you. I don't want to be the best videographer. I don't want to be the best editor. I got my team for that. Let them be amazing at that. I'll be amazing at something else, right? And that's the beautiful thing about training other people. Train others to be better than you in whatever it is that you're doing so that you can focus on other things in the business. Number 5, learn to listen. Learn to listen. Very important, right? And I did that pause for a second because most people don't pause and they don't listen to their people. And that was a mistake that I made many times, right? I would just not listen to their feelings, not listen to the situation, not listen to what's going on, and just want what I want. And that doesn't work. It may work temporarily, but long-term it doesn't work. You got to get good at listening to other people, paying attention and listening in between the lines. What are they actually saying? What are they actually going through, right? Like, what are they telling me right now? Just pay attention, okay? Number 6 is empathize. Something that I did not do very well early on in my leadership, right? I was very unempathetic. I didn't give a shit about other people's feelings. And that's not a good way to run a business or run a team or build a team or whatever. You have to have empathy. And empathy is not sitting there moping and groping with them. No, it's learning to understand them. See, I met a couple a long time ago that I was selling, and we sat down in the living room, and I know his wife passed away, and I said, how did you guys make it, to live, 30, 40 years together and, stay happily married? And he said one word to me. He said, Michael, understanding. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, you need to learn how to understand the other person. And I was like, wow, so powerful. Because if we understand the other person, guess what? By default, we'll be able to truly, truly, truly get to know them and really connect with them. I'll give you another example. I had a CD I was listening to about relationships, right? It was a CD back in the day. Some of you guys don't even know what a CD is, right? But for those that do know what a CD is, you put it into a little car thing and you start listening to it, right? So long story short, I was listening to the CD, and the coach was, it was a rabbi actually. He was saying a story about how a husband and wife were having an issue because every time the wife would see a cockroach, she would jump up, and every time she would see bugs, and she would be like going crazy, and she would get all scared and stuff. And the husband's like, what are you getting scared for? Goes in front of the cockroach, slaps it, kills it, and that's it. And they would have this marriage, counseling session, and the wife would be complaining and crying, telling the rabbi or the counselor, like, my husband doesn't love me, doesn't care about me. Every time there's a cockroach, he always makes me feel like I'm nobody. He makes fun of me that I'm scared. And you know what the rabbi said? Is that if only the husband would just focus on understanding his wife. Just understand, like, listen, for you, maybe you're not worried about that cockroach. For you, you're a macho man. For you, slap, boom, and done. But for her, look at it from her angle and be empathetic and understand where she's coming from. And if you can do that, you'll have a happier marriage. And hopefully that husband figured it out. I did. My fiance is afraid of moths. Like, she just hates them. And I used to see her jump around. She sees a moth, she goes crazy. I'm like, I'm empathetic to her. I don't make fun of her. I'm understanding to her. And when I understood her, wow, my relationship got much better because I'm understanding where they're coming from. That's what empathy is about. Number 7, hold people accountable. You want to be a better leader? Hold them accountable. Don't let them off the hook. Some of you guys are really good leaders, but you let people off the hook, and it messes you up. Do not let people off the hook. If they say they're going to do something, hold them accountable. Not only for your benefit, for their benefit, because they need to understand that they need to do what they say they're going to do. If you say you're going to go out there and knock on doors, you better go fucking knock on doors. If you say you're going to go out there and talk to 6 homeowners, you better go talk to 6 homeowners. If you say you're going to go to the gym tomorrow, oh my man, trust me, I'll be in your face and say, hey, how come you didn't go to the gym? I thought you wanted to go to the gym. I thought you want to lose weight. I thought you want to become a better you. I thought you want to lose 10 pounds to become, sexier for your wife. What happened? I don't beat them up, but I'm like, yo, you said you're going to be there. What happened, right? You need to hold your team accountable. To be a better leader, you need to hold people accountable. I have another video about that. You can find it in the YouTube channel. It's an amazing video of how I hold people accountable, okay? With empathy, of course. Number 8, expect greatness from people. The biggest mistake I see is leaders give up on their people within a second. They look at them, they prejudge them, and they say, oh, he's not going to make it. Worst thing you can do as a leader. Expect greatness from people, and I promise you, people will be great. If you expect them to fail, they will fail. If you expect them to win, they will win. If you expect amazing things to come out of them, I promise you, amazing things will come out of you. My mentor at 19 years old expected greatness out of me. I didn't see the greatness inside of me, but he did, and he brought it out of me because he expected it. Because he expected it, I rose to that expectation. People will always rise to your expectations. So what you expect out of them is truly, truly important because they look up to you as a leader. And if you want to be a better leader, you need to have great expectations for your people. Number 9, recognize and give people credit. Recognition is the most amazing thing to grow a team. But don't forget, when people recognize you, don't swallow it. It's poisonous if you swallow it. Spit it out. Pass it on to another person. Recognition is the most powerful thing on the planet. People will kill and die for recognition because they want to be important, they want to be significant. And what you need to do is praise your people in front of other people. I have another video about how to actually praise people the right way with the proper recognition so you could manifest that culture in your company, in your office, in your team, or whatever it may be. Very important to recognize people for their work. Even if it's small, recognize them because people need that. People are literally every day, people sitting there on their forehead, it says, please recognize me. And as an owner, as a leader, as a boss, as a manager, as a person of influence, if you can recognize people, I promise you, they will feel like $1 million and their expectations for themselves will rise and they'll do way more for you than you can ever imagine. Number 10, build genuine and honest relationships. You want to be a better leader? Relationships. You want to have a better bond with people? Relationships. Relationships, relationships, relationships. Through thick and through thin. If you don't have the relationships, everything falls apart. But if you have the relationships, you can survive any storm. You can survive any kind of craziness in the marketplace. You can survive a downturn. I remember I got kicked out of 2 locations in New York with 2 of my offices. And we were doing meetings in my living room. And I still was able to keep my team because of the relationships. It wasn't because I was such a great guy. It's because of the relationships. And relationships are extremely important. And by the way, don't build relationships just because, don't do that game. Don't play that game. Be honest. Have genuine relationships. Okay? It has to be genuine and honest. Number 11. Be the example they will love to follow. Who are you? Ask yourself that question. Who am I? Would you follow yourself is the question. Would you follow yourself to war? Would you follow yourself to battle? Would you follow yourself to go out there and build something? Or do you just expect people to follow you and you can stay back and do nothing? Think about that. Would you pick yourself, if you were playing 1-on-1 or 5-on-5 basketball game, would you pick yourself? And it's very important to see yourself as the example and become that example so that people can follow you. Give people reasons to follow you. Why? Because if they don't see you as the person that can get them to the promised land, why should they follow you? So you need to be the example. You need to be above and beyond. A level 7 leader will never lead a level 9. So your job is to become a level 9 leader so that you can what? Lead a level 7, lead a level 8, and maybe even partner up with a level 9, right? It's very important. Now I'll give you guys another bonus. It's number 12. Lead leaders. Don't lead followers. It'll make your life 10 times easier. Invest into leaders versus investing into followers because you want to be a better leader that leads other leaders so you can grow a following. My name is Michael Barayev. If you love this kind of content, do me a solid. Share this video with a friend. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to it yet. Click on the notification bell so you know exactly when we have these videos posted. We have content for you guys every single day and every single week. And we come at you from here in Miami. And we'll see you guys in the next video.